I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at insori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon on the tiers to be able to get your band. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
They do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go on the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
And the child shall leave them.
To buy our merch.
Buy our merch.
All right, we are sadly on the last song of our DJ stream, but that still means we're at the beginning of a song, so we still have plenty of time.
Yes.
This song is called, well, it's by
Shout
the
out
band
to BC. Shout out to BC.
Abraham.
Okay.
And the name of the song is Carcasses. Our DJ tonight is DJ Mark. You can see that down at the bottom. He has a Cult of Luna symbol here.
Yes.
So this
Stay
song,
on the lookout for
said,
Vin and Sori cult shirts.
best vocal growl ever. Another underground post-metal band. What is there to say? I absolutely love these guys. Post-metal leaning towards doom in many ways.
Oh, okay. See, the thing, this dude's a technician, bro. Like, he knows his shit.
I think he designs websites or does like the back end stuff on website designing or something like that.
Okay, well,
so I don't think it was website designing. It kind of sounded like it was like the, you know, how there's like the pretty part of a website and then there's the practical part of the website. It sounds like he's on the practical.
Oh, okay.
From what I understood, but maybe I'm wrong. You remember what I'm saying? Remember we did this before and we had a designer?
Yes.
It doesn't. You have to have the brains behind the operation.
That a ghost should be.
What is Amy Lee? She's both.
He's a web dev.
Right?
Amy. Yeah.
Right, you're the developer. So that was right. I said that. I said that you were behind the scenes.
All right, guys, you
Smart
ready?
Guy behind it.
Carcasses, Abraham, let's go. buildups are crazy. Oh, that's an interesting.
They even have build downs.
Build downs.
Yeah.
Okay. That's right. You build up and then you build down.
Yeah,
Oh,
this was interesting. Where's the? Let me pull up the lyrics.
I got them right here.
Okay, this one was interesting because it was kind of gross to me, some of the stuff that they were saying. Like,
Go ahead.
oh, come carcasses make my body swing. Ooh, that kind of made me feel sick in my stomach.
Where did it say that?
The end, right before it starts saying words that we don't even know what it meant.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, that was whores. Okay.
Come,
well, I didn't
no, it
know.
says, "Come here,
Mine
whores.
just
Oh,
said
come
this.
carcasses, make my body swing."
Yeah. Ugh. So that part was a little bit yucky to me, or as the kids say, yucky. But it was very. He's right. What he said, it was doomy, and what was the other word that Mark used?
I'm not sure.
Mark, you used two words. You were in the comment section. You used two words for it. And it was dead on. I thought it did have like a doomy sort of sound to it. I thought that they captured that really well. Probably not my, it would definitely not be my go-to. Certainly not. I think, okay, so when I'm sad, sometimes I listen to sad music. But if I was feeling doomy, I don't think I would listen to doom music. It might push me right over the edge.
Yeah, it depends on what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Because I think that sometimes it's a very positive
dark
thing to
was
cry.
the other word he uses. Dark.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Dark and doomy. I think that's a perfect explanation of this type of music. But A little unsure of the lyrics.
Yeah, and I wear a head of me, which is...
You know what that reminded me of? You know they have those shrunken heads?
Yeah.
That's all I could think of, but if there was a shrunken head, it couldn't be your own.
I think what he's saying is, like, he's almost wearing a mask. Like, because...
Ooh!
You know, like the head... You know, the head area, that's how you determine a lot of people's identity.
Holy shit.
Their
Look,
physical features.
Yeah, he
their
said
eyes.
changing faces, changing wings, changing skin behind the mask.
Right.
Because usually people say you just keep changing the mask, but he's saying, look, I put one thing in front and I'm constantly
Right.
flipping behind
'Cause
that.
his mask
That's
is his
crazy.
His mask is his head, so, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, look, I'm a bird of prey. I could be a dove or a deer.
Right.
Or a corpus of vultures encircling the yellow skies.
But then he says, here they come for
Right.
me.
He's saying I could
So
be
he
that.
said he could be the vultures, but at the same time the vultures
but
are coming from him.
he's not that. But he's saying, I think a dove or a deer, which is really interesting because he said bird of prey and a deer is not a bird. But dove and deers, they kind of have a reputation for being fragile and soft and always afraid of conflict.
Yeah, they're not
Right?
chasing after, they're not predators.
Right. So, but then he says, I could be that or I could be a vulture, which is exactly what Sammy did, right? He came in there like he was just some punk, you know, kid, whatever, and he had to let us know that, hey, he pushed me twice, but that's because the situation had to go that way. And then he had that other switch and he turned it.
Yeah, that part was funny
Cold Killer.
because when he said that, he truly looked like he was offended. But he knew what the end of the story was.
Correct.
He knew how it was gonna go.
Correct.
So I when I looked backwards at the story, I didn't understand like the still raw feeling of that moment when you know
still-
where it's gonna go.
He's still Cosa Nostra. So he you know,
Yeah.
niggas will never tell the man that I was pussy unless you got a gun and I don't got one. I might let you push me. So I think he's saying like, oh, I'm people perceive me as a soft, you know, fragile, fearful person because of deer, you know, deer in headlights. But you know, I could be that, or I could just really be a vulture. And then he says, I'm a better place for you. I'm a better place. My sweet, my brave, my servants, annoying bugs on the floor, faces in the wall, they speak to me. Come, I'll tread on you. May the pest fall onto you. And then he talks about come here, whores, and let the scepter reign, blah, blah, blah. So I just think that that's
What about the bodies?
do you mean?
Carcasses, swaying? What are they talking about?
Well, I think that that's his view on humanity, that people are just walking carcasses because you're eventually going to die anyway. So you're just really a walking carcass for now.
Okay, that's not...
How did you interpret it?
Oh, I could only see people hanging from trees when I saw the part. I don't hate to say that because I don't know who's listening, but that's all I could think of.
Uh-huh.
And then when he's saying make my body swing, it just was to me like sometimes he's the prey, sometimes you know what I mean? Like sometimes he's and so
Yeah,
he
he
just,
seems to be phasing
he
out.
seems like he's having a
between
difficult
back
time.
and forth from being a predator and prey. It looks like that's the real issue that he's having there. Is he could be both. And I think that's really interesting because being able to have that switch and not having to use it or not using it, I think, is the ultimate strength. That's my opinion anyway.
No, I would agree with that. I think like sometimes you get so much, like I was at a point in my life where I had so much self-control in certain areas that it was as though it took no control at all to accomplish what I needed to accomplish.
Yeah.
Now it's like a full-time job, you know?
Yeah. I got a full-time job too. It's getting hard not to. It's like a full-time job not to.
But you know what I'm saying? So I think that, you know, sometimes this kind of reminded me, especially as we're talking about it, it reminds me of the shadow self or your dark side or your demon side or your, you know what I mean? Like whatever you want to call it, your flesh versus your spirit. You know, we all have that. And like sometimes I find the concept truly troubling. And I know that you don't. It seems as though you've accepted
What
yourself.
concept?
The concept that you have this other side of you that that could be irrational, that is capable of great and terrible evils, while at the same time, like, I think that this channel is an amazing thing. I think that what we've all done here is mind-blowing. You know, we just had that message from, you know, Tony, and he was saying that it's really helped him out, you know, with his cancer treatments and stuff, just
crazy.
watching the channel. And, you know, we've had lots of different emails. Like, there's almost every single time that I go on to read my emails and to go on to Patreon, I end up crying. Almost every day. There's something that somebody sends that's just, it's so honest and so rare in a world where everything has to be packaged in such a way that it can be palatable by the masses. And then sometimes people sit down and they write from their heart and they say something from inside, and you realize that you were a part of what inspired those words or inspired that good in someone else. And it's really amazing because, you know, if you just looked at our channel, you'd be like, oh, like, these are such amazing people. Say it, you know, you guys are such amazing people, blah blah blah. And I'm like, well, yeah, you don't know me, you don't know him, you know what I mean? Like, we're regular people just like everybody. We just happen to have this amazing opportunity to do this channel, and it just so happens that my personality and your personality mix in such a way that it makes for a good time for us and for everybody else. But like, when I see that, like, it's just the shadow self troubles me, because the more that I face my own shadow self, the more I realize how much order and chaos I am truly capable of.
Good way to look at it. Really good way to look at it, for sure.
And I know that we're all like that. And then, you know, you see, like, when we're listening to this Sammy the Bull stuff, and he's doing terrible things, killing people, you know? And then there are other times where you just see, like, how human he is and how sweet he can be and how special he can be, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But then you're like, yeah, but you're the guy that, you know, or when he tells a story and somebody gets killed in the story, like, you feel bad, and then you're like, you have to keep reminding yourself, like, that guy killed 50 people. But then you know what I'm saying? Like, just the idea that we're all capable of so much good and evil simultaneously, and something as ridiculous as a poorly made sandwich can flip us.
Yes.
It's like, really?
Yeah.
But we are. I mean, it's, I don't know.
Yeah. It's just, come here, or, you know, that to me, let's put this in a groupie context, right? Like, this is something that a lot of, I'm not going to do that. What I will say is, when you're a man in that type of situation.
Oh, so he's calling them the Carcasses?
Right.
Okay, I just realized that
they're not really worth.
Moment.
They're not worth very much to him.
And that's why he's saying, "Come make my body." Holy moly!
Yeah, I think there's a double entendre there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Come down from your holiest, blah blah blah. So, like, it's obvious he's got massive resentment issues with women, for sure.
What, my scepter fiercely reign over you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's really interesting, because I wanted to see how this genre does anger.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it's been thematic and, you know, otherworldly or religious. Like, what about just, like, straight up you're angry, like, metal? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know what's interesting is how much this is so weird, but okay. So if you have an understanding that you have value and that you're really worth something, and you walk around with that understanding, but a deep belief in that, and a deep sort of belief in what you believe. So you're kind of like a solid person. You're going to get treated differently than the person that walks around and disrespects their own self. So here you have these girls, like, you know, I'm not trying to trash on them, but the fact that they're willing to just go with somebody because they're in a band, or because, you know what I mean? Like, you should have more respect for yourself than that, to say, okay, this person's only here to use me and I'm not going to be part of that.
See, that's a big thing, is like, all this body positivity, sex positivity, and guys are like, yeah, that's right. Because we know that it's going to benefit us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, of course. Joke's on you.
Well, but just, and I guess where I was going with that is just, I think that it's very important. Obviously, in our worldview, it's very convenient because God says that everybody that was made in the image and likeness of God. And so we all have value just based on the fact that we were born. We all have value because we were made in the image and likeness of God. It is interesting. I'm just going to throw this out there. This is going to be totally like, people are going to disqualify everything because I said this. But let's just say there really are other planets and there really are other living beings on other planets. Like, you know how the people will say, well, if everybody's special, then nobody's special. Mm-hmm. But we don't even know what else is out there that could qualify us as being extremely special, like made in the image of likeness of God.
True.
We don't know.
True.
And so, but anyway, like, it's just exciting to think about. And I think that it's very, very important for everybody to cultivate a good and a healthy respect for yourself and an understanding of yourself. And by respect for yourself, I think, not to treat yourself like the dirt of the earth, but to know who you are and to know that what you're made of. But on the flip side of that is to know what you're capable of, for good or for evil. And
yeah,
I'm still on the journey of looking myself in the face, to be 1,000%. That is something that's extremely difficult. There's some things that will make me extremely angry, and I think to myself, well, I could be completely irrational right now, but I'm going to pull it together and not. But I don't know. The song kind of is a little troubling there at the end because of the way that he's talking about other people. But
it's raw.
It is.
It's raw, and that's how he feels.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one of those, I don't know how much women really know that, but
well,
there is
he's making this song to women who listen to his music that then want to go do this.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how much more warning do you want?
Crazy.
This is simply unwise.
What'd you get this?
That's some next level
facts. What do you give the song, you dumb butt?
You go first.
This song to me, I love the fact that this was a kind of a combination because, like I said, you don't really hear straight up, I'm angry, I'm hurt. It was still, especially at the beginning, you scroll up at the beginning real quick of the lyrics.
Mm-hmm. I am at the beginning.
Yeah, like starting off strong with, and I, we're ahead of me and all that. I got to give it a solid 9.3.
Okay, so it wouldn't have been a 9.3 for me, like musically, it would have been like an 8.7, but lyrically, I think, it took it up to it. I'll go with the 9.3.
Okay. Well, there you are, dear listener. The moral of the story is don't call girls whores. Then out.
And don't let yourself do things that could let you be called that. Sorry, out.